Hi everyone, this is Julia from Adventure Geek, and today I'm going to tell you all about my forthcoming trip and how I've prepared for this trip, which is on the Jurassic Way. It's a 88-89 mile hike and we're doing it backwards. We're working from Stamford in Lincolnshire and we're walking all the way to Banbury in Oxfordshire, and it goes through some beautiful countryside like Oakland and Rutland and Corby and Rockingham and loads of places. It's not that far from here either. So I'm going with two friends, there's three of us all together, and we're wild camping along the way. So this video is everything I'm going to be wearing, it's everything I'm going to be taking, including tent, sleeping bag, all the rest of it. And I'm going to be telling you about some of the apps I'm going to be using for navigation. So if the Jurassic Way is of interest to you, then stay tuned. Alright, so let's start off with everything I'm going to be wearing. I'm going to point with my stick. So this is a Nordic pole, it's called an adventure pole, and that's the only walking pole that I use. It doesn't have a strap, which I just find great, but you do have support that you can just use like that, which is fantastic. Okay, so the trousers are Montane Ineo Pro pants. They've got pockets either side. I absolutely live in these. I've got about 5 pairs of them. I probably won't wear this particular shirt because I've got another one that I prefer the colour, but this is a Columbia Silver Ridge shirt. It's UPV. As you can see, it's got a really high collar and you can fold the collar down. It's got a pocket in the side, the sleeves fold up, but it's protects you from the sun, which I love. I don't go anywhere without my hat, and you can buy these from the Adventure Geek website. They're Adidas hats, but again, they've got sun protection and they're quite waterproof as well. I've got my Mission Control buff, which goes around my neck. You can put water on these and then snap them. I think I've done a video on that, and it goes ice cold. It's absolutely fantastic. I love that. I decided in the end to go with the Solomon. These are the mid-mesh boots. They're not waterproof, so I do wear waterproof socks with them. I'll show you those in a bit. But they're really lightweight, and they've got a little bit of ankle support because I had problems with my ankle when I did the South Downs Way. So I love my ultra low peaks, but yeah, I'm going to stick with the Salomon's mid-mesh boots. So they're great with the lock laces. They go anywhere with any boots without my lock laces. Love them. Underwear, I've got the underwear I'll be wearing on the day, actually on the trek, is Runderwear. These really comfortable. They've got no seams in them, and just super comfortable. And if you've seen the video, I always wear my X socks because they've got like compression parts within the feet. And when you're doing long hikes, you just need that bit of support. And then to top it off, I always have my Montane gaiters, or these are called sock gaiters. So they're not waterproof, so they're not like traditional gaiters. They literally just go over your boots and they just stop all the crap getting inside your boots. There's nothing worse than walking and you think, oh, I'll take that stone out in a minute, and then you end up with a blister. So that's what I'll be wearing on the trip. Right, so let's get to it. So let's start off with the pack, and what I thought I would do is go around everything I've got on the outside of the pack, and then we'll open it up and I'll show you what I've got on the inside as well. So this is the Salomon. It's called the Outweek 38 plus 6, so it's a 38 litre pack, and then there's an additional 6 litres in things like the brain, the pocket and the front mesh as well. And believe you me, it's full to the brim. I think weight wise in this, when I actually weighed the whole thing, was probably about 19 pounds. I think that's probably about 8.5 kilos, something like that. I'll put it up on the screen with the exact final weight. So that's the base weight and doesn't include food, but I have actually got food in here today. Right, so let's just start. I think I'll start on the side pockets. So the first things I've got on the side pockets is a really cheap sit mat. I think there was like £2.50 or something like that off of Amazon. This one's well worn now. This one is actually called a jungle leopard. But anyway, I have got links to everything that I've got in the notes below. I've done a lighter packs like spreadsheet, and it's all got links to everything. So first thing is a sit pad. And I've got nothing else in that side pocket. On this side pocket, I have got quite a lot. So the first thing I have is my trekking umbrella. This is called a Eurosherm. I don't think they buy you can buy that brand anymore, but it reflects the sun, so if it's really hot, I used it a lot on the South Downs Way, and I used it a lot on the Camino as well. But obviously it's great for the rain as well. So, and it only weighs about 8 ounces. I love my trekking umbrella. I have a bee-free water bottle. So the one thing that's really heavy on any backpacking trip that you do is water. So I only carry a 500ml water bottle, plus I've also got this bee-free one. I've actually used, this is brand new, I haven't done a review on it yet, but it is awesome. I've been using it for the last 3 or 4 training hikes, taking 500ml with me, filling this up with like pond water, or even did like a really smeggy stream, filter it through and it comes through really clean. 99.9% of crap comes out of it, so I absolutely love this. I don't know why I haven't used one before, but yeah, a bee-free by Catadine. They're not cheap, they're about 40 quid, but really, really worth it. Mini me, bless her, she comes everywhere with me. So she's just like a good luck charm with her little backpack, and there's nothing else in there. Okay, so on my shoulder pockets, I have my Salomon soft flask. I absolutely love this thing. I also use it as a hot water bottle, so at night, obviously I'm drinking through the day, at night I'll fill it with hot water. The lid, I'm just a bit paranoid about it, so I put the whole thing in a Ziploc bag, whiz it in my sleeping bag, and it warms my bag up as well. But it's nice and soft, that's what I like about it as a hot water bottle. But you literally just squeeze as you go, and yeah, I just think it's absolutely awesome. So I did have the straw with it, but the straw just kept poking me when I was walking along, so I took that off and just gone back to the normal lid. So Salomon 500ml soft flask. On my sternum strap, I have a holster. I'll show you this in a little bit more detail with my Ultrapod tripod, and I can show you that in a bit more detail as well. This thing is awesome. It attaches to posts, it attaches to my walking stick, so I can do high up shots, do a lot of these walk by shots, you've seen stuff like that, and it's got the phone holster on the top, and that literally just clips. So as I'm walking along, I can literally just go straight off, and then I'm good to go. So for videoing and vlogging on the go, the Ultrapod is great with the holster. In this side, I've got a nice little pocket on this side as well, and in here I have snacks, and so I've got like ultra grain. I usually have a Snickers bar, some nuts, something like that. This is quite stretchy, so you can actually put quite a lot in it. And for emergencies, I've just got some tablets. And obviously nowadays, I had anyway, hand sanitizer, so I'll make sure this is filled up. This is a refillable hand sanitizer, and it literally just clips on. I think these are great. Okay, so that's the shoulder straps. The only other thing I have is an emergency safety pin. You always need a safety pin because you'll use it for everything. And then attached to that is like a snot rag, bandana. You wouldn't believe what I use this for. I use it for loads of stuff, cleaning out my pot and all sorts of things. But I like to attach that, and that just goes onto my pack. Okay, right, let's go into my hip belt pockets. Okay, on my right hand side I tend to keep more techie stuff. So in here, actually I'm going to sit down, this is a bit awkward. Okay, so in my right hand hip belt pocket is my Rode microphone. I'm actually recording with my microphone, but I haven't got my windshield on. So this is the Rode microphone. This is just the windshield. I'm using the microphone at the moment, and that just clips into my iPhone. It's got a little lightning attachment to it, and I just love it. So I've got that literally on my hip belt, so if it's windy or I need my microphone, I just literally pull it out, clip it in, and then I'm good to go. So that's great. Next thing I have in here, I have a light. It's always good to have that, like just here. This is actually a really nice light. A friend gave this to me, and at night that just clips in my tent, and it's like got it's got a magnet as well. I don't know what I use a magnet for, but yeah, thanks Debbie for that one. This is a new gadget. So I used to take with me tweezers, nail clippers, a penknife, and I got like toothpicks and stuff like that as well. Now I don't need to because it's all in one, so I'll do a separate video of that. But this is a Swiss Army knife, super light, and everything all in one. I've cut down my weight, so that's that one, nothing else in there. Okay, and then on this side, hip belt on this side is more to do with things for the body, if that makes sense. So I have tissues, This is like foot balm cream. I got this in Spain, it's lasted me for ages, and it's just like, it's like Vaseline, but it's got like these herbal stuff in it, and yeah, I use that for my feet. And then I've also got lip balm for my lips. One thing I haven't got, which I will put in here, I just thought about that, is sun cream. Keep meaning to get some, but I keep forgetting. So I'll put sun cream in there, but that's everything to do with my body is on that side of my pack. Electronics this side, body that side. Okay, and the last pocket on the outside, I've got all different sorts of gadgets. That's my shell from the Camino, never go anywhere without that. So let me open up the front mesh pocket for you. Alright, let's go into the front zip pocket. So this is a really clever zip pocket. It took me a while to figure out where it was. Anyway, in here I have, so this is my Craghopper's, I think it's called a Crosslight jacket. I've had it for absolutely years, but I am thinking of upgrading to the Decathlon do one called the Trek 100. So I have been looking at that one, I'll probably swap that out, and that one's a lot lighter than this one. What else have I got in there? Some extra tablets. I also have, all my rain gear is in my Frog Togs bag, which is in the front mesh pocket. So this is Frog Togs, and you may have seen the video that I did on the Frog Togs jacket. So it's just a waterproof rain jacket, love that thing. I also have in here, just for emergencies, I don't get anywhere without my Otter waterproof socks. These things are awesome, especially in the mornings. I always put them on in the mornings because in the mornings you're walking across fields that have got dew on the ground, and it just keeps your feet dry. So within about 2 hours I'll stop for my first break and I'll just swap these out for regular socks. So I do that every morning, it's a bit of a habit. And just for emergencies as well, I have rain mitts. I don't know about you, but I absolutely hate having cold hands. So I probably won't need these because it's going to be July, but you never know because this is the UK. But I keep that all in the same place so I know where it all is, and that's in my Frog Togs bag. Okay, I think that's everything in my front mesh. There's loads and loads of room in this front mesh, so I'm sure I could put more stuff in there if I really wanted to. Okay, so before we dive into the core of this, I'm just going to go into what I've got in my brain or what I've got in the lid. So the good thing about this pack is that there's two parts to the lid. So the first part is at the top here. So in the top I have a power cord that just goes with my power pack. This is a 25,000 milliamp power pack. It's actually a Sun one as well. I did loads of research. This is one of the best ones that you can get. The only naff about it, it is quite heavy. But I've tested it out. I've still got 3 bars and I've been using it constantly. It's got a carabiner, so I can just attach it to the back of my pack and hopefully it will catch some rays. So just there as well for emergencies. I download a load of films and things like that to my phone, so I like to sit in the tent in the evenings and just chill out and watch a few films, just do some video editing, that sort of thing. It's good to have a power pack with a cable. I also journal, so I've got my Midori journal. I know this is a luxury. I've got a little print as well, I did my photos of the day, just Bluetooth to my phone. I know it's a bit geeky, but I do love that, and I keep that in a Ziploc bag because the last thing I want to do is get that wet. That's all I've got in there. And underneath you have another little bag. All I've got in there is nothing too exciting. It's literally just, I use a smart wallet, and literally just press a button and you can get your cards out. It also Bluetooths to my phone, so if I've lost my wallet I can press a button on my phone and my wallet will start ringing, and vice versa, so I can press the button on my wallet if I've lost my phone will start ringing. So yeah, love that. Got one of those things on my keys as well. They're called Chippelos. They're really good. Okay, so this does actually, the brain bit does come off and I can use that as an extra pack. So for this particular trip, I'm not going to take any extra bags or day packs or anything like that. I'll just take that off, and if I go into town and leave my tent somewhere, I'll just use that. Okay, let's get into the main side of the pack. Now, one of the best things I like about this pack is that you don't just have to open it up like this and dig into it. You can open it up like a suitcase. So let's do that now. See what I mean? You can get everything, you can see exactly what you've got. Okay, so the first thing I've got right at the top are Mountain Warehouse. These are really like lightweight shoes. They're like slippers. And I know they look like granddad slippers, but they're really comfortable. When you've been walking all day, you just want to put some nice camp shoes on. And I'm not really a flip-flop person or a Crocs person. So for me, these are great. I don't get anywhere without my trusty Jetboil. So this is I've had this for years. I've got a spoon and a fork that attaches to the side of this. And these just go, and they're really long. So you know those adventure packs, you don't get all smeggy stuff all over your hands because you've got nice long spoon and fork there. I know you ultra hikers out there really are not keen on the Jetboils, but I absolutely love my Jetboil. I know they're a little bit heavier, but everything's all in case, it's all in one. So when you start adding up things like windshields and all the rest of it can get quite heavy. So yes, you've got a lid, which makes it super fast. These boil water within like 2 minutes. Inside here I have a Sea to Summit cup, because I like a separate cup for my coffee in the morning. And the size of it just fits perfectly inside my Jetboil. You also have the gas canister, so you don't have to do it separately. I was going to take I've got a coffee press. Actually, someone gave me a coffee press, thanks Debs. But I was looking at it and it just makes a mess as well, so I didn't want to do any extra washing up in the morning, so probably not going to take that. So Debs, you can have that back if you want. Just from experience, I've also got a lighter, because sometimes on the Jetboils, when you've had them a few years, the igniter can get a little bit iffy and you have to play around with the wick thing there. But obviously if you've just got gas coming out, you can just light it and you're good to go without messing around. So just for emergencies, and it just fits just nicely in there as well, so I always carry my nice little Bic lighter. And I've also got a stand, so it just makes it more stable, so you can put it anywhere, it doesn't fall over. Love it, that's my Jetboil. Okay, so this is my tent. It's about £2 in weight, it's really, really lightweight. It goes up with my trekking poles, and it's called a Lanshan 2. You can buy them from AliExpress, or you can also get them from Amazon, a little bit more expensive on Amazon. It's not yellow in colour, it's actually white in colour. This is just the sack that it comes in. But they do them in green, and they do them in burgundy now, I think, black and white, and they do also do this in bright yellow. Okay, pillow, I use the Thermarest pillow. It does actually fold up, it's really, really small, but because this is a frameless pack, I like to put it in the back so it's just nice against my back and it forms part of the frame. So that's a Thermarest pillow. It's full of foam, it's super, super comfortable. It's like having a proper pillow, but when you're camping, yeah, so love that. And I always squirt it with a bit of spray before we go. Okay, right at the bottom, this is the heaviest part, is my clothes material type things. So it's got my sleeping bag and stuff like that inside it as well. So let's go through what I've got inside here. So the first thing I have is a mid layer, which is just like a runner's hoodie, which just keeps me warm, so that's like a mid layer. Nothing too exciting, can't remember where I got that from. I have the pump for my airbed. I have a lightweight quilt, and this fluffs up really nice. It's really, really light and nice and cozy and smooth, so that's my quilt. If it gets cold at night, I've got a little beanie, and I've got matching gloves. These are just for the morning, so sometimes it gets really cold in the morning, so just you never know. So I just like to have a pair of runner's gloves and a runner's beanie. Okay, I've got an extra pair of underwear, so I've got an extra pair of underwear. I've got my Bridgedale socks. I've got a pair of sleep socks because I like to sleep well, so these are like just fluffy socks. I would never ever walk in these, but I do like to sleep in my fluffy socks. I have an extra t-shirt. This just wicks really well. It's like a technical t-shirt. Again, link to this in that spreadsheet I mentioned. I have a base layer. This is more for sleeping in. So that's just like thermals, and I have the top that goes with that as well, which is just like another base layer, long sleeve base layer, but I'll probably sleep in that as well. If it's too hot, I'll sleep in the other one, and that all goes in a dry sack. Okay, getting there. It's a long video, isn't it? So this is my sleep pad. So this is the X-Ped Matte Light. I absolutely love this pad, mainly because it's full of down, so down feathers rather than foil. It blows up within like 3 minutes with that little pump that I showed you, and it's awesome. So it comes with that. I have a spare pole, that's just for my tent. You can take 2 trekking poles, but I use one side with the trekking pole, and that's just a spare because I don't like walking with 2 poles. And the last thing that I've got in here is my tent stakes. So these are like oil pegs. I think I've got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I've just got 8 tent pegs, and there's a little bit of, just if I need to do some repair to my pad, that's all in there. Okay, so this is the repair kit. It comes in, it's like a first aid, it's a watertight kit, but it's really lightweight, and I absolutely love just the bag. As you can see, I've had it for donkeys, but everything to do with repairing anything is in here. So let's go through it. So, not only is it my repair kit, it's also repair for my body and repair for my kit. So, I've got toiletries stuff in here as well. First thing is my hairbrush. I have a razor and a toothbrush. The toothbrush is actually quite cool. So the toothbrush is just a regular toothbrush, just like a travel toothbrush, but it actually comes with a little toothpaste in it as well. You can get these refills from the Colgate website, and I actually quite like that. It's just nice and compact and keeps it all nice and clean. Okay, so this is like first aid. So what I carry for first aid, there's not a lot actually. I've got some Compeed plasters. I have athletic tape. I suffer a lot with shin splints, so if I do a lot of road walking, I get shin splints on my shins, so athletic tape is great for that. Got a couple of bigger plasters. Oh, these are the steri strips, you know, like for if you get stitches or anything like that, stitches up your skin. I have ibuprofen, and a pack of that. I've got 2 packs of that. Some more plasters. This is quite cool. This is actually the inside of a dog poo bag, you know, the rolls that you get in the middle, and then I've just put some moleskin tape around it. So I use that for blisters. Brilliant stuff, absolutely love it. I did have scissors, but actually scissors are now part of my multi-tool, so that's all quite cool. And inside there as well, I've also got another safety pin. Again, that's good for popping those blisters. And I use the lighter that's in my Jetboil just to light it, just to sterilise the pin if I'm doing anything like that. So that's that. The only other tablets I've got here are Rene, so if I have problems with my stomach. And I've also got some steri wipes as well, like alcoholic wipes. So that's all in my little first aid kit. Next thing I have here are ladies' things. Don't need to go into that. I have emergency, I don't like being cold, foot warmers. Probably won't use those, but you never know. And I've also got a pack of hand warmers as well. This is a repair kit, so I've got some patches in there for my tent if anything goes wrong with my tent, but also for my air pad as well. So that's my sleep mat, and it's got a little bit of tube of glue and things like that inside. In here I have Tiger Balm. Tiger Balm is like magic stuff. I absolutely love it. I love the smell of it. I have problems with my ankles. Sometimes I get sore shoulders, and then you put it on in the evening and you wake up and you're as good as new. So Tiger Balm, I never go anywhere without it. I do have problems with my left ankle, so I always have a compression sock as well, so just a bit of an ankle support. And talking of compression, these are compression towels. So this is like, if you can't get a shower or anything like that, it's nice to add a little bit of water to these. They expand and they're quite big, and you can use them to wash out your pot, but also I like to dip it in my Jetboil water, just nice water, and just have a nice wash in the evening, so I feel nice and clean and everything else. So I think there's 12 of them in there. They're compression towels. And the last thing I've got in here is I suffer from cold sore, so I've got some cold sore cream as well, like Blistex, or this one's, yeah, Blistex. I usually use Virax or something like that. That's the one I've got in there at the moment. And the last thing I have is my Diddy bag. So in here, you may think this is a bit overkill, but I don't care. I have yet another power pack. I know I have my power pack for my 25 milliamp, the solar power one, that works great, but this one also charges, it's got an extra charge, so I can probably get 2 or 3 charges of my phone out of it, but I also use it to charge up my Apple Watch. So let's just turn that on and that works, and that just charges up my Apple Watch. So that's the Belkin Apple Watch charger and my Apple Watch. I have a foldable plug. These are great. I've always taken this with me. This just has a USB on the back. So a foldable plug. I have a spare pen. I have USB, so I've got my printer and some other bits and bobs that need charging, so I might have to charge up my other power pack, but I can use one to charge up the other. So this has got 2 USBs, so a USB charger. Oh, that's my Diddy bag, nothing too exciting. Okay, so the last thing, so that's my pad, that's my pack all done. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about was food. So literally I'm just going to take some pack of tortillas, they'll just be for lunch, and then into those I'll probably put things like tuna and stuff like that, or maybe even like peanut butter or something like that, but I'll probably just have tortillas for lunch. But this is like a pack just for the day, so this is one day. I'm just going to take 2 with me, and then we'll resupply as we go along. Hopefully things are going to be open. So what sort of things have I got? I've got enough coffee. I just drink black coffee with a little bit of sugar in, so that's the coffee for the day. I've got for the evening, I've got some John West infusion tuna. They do them in all these different flavours, so this is the basil one, and that will go into some cheesy cheddar mash, instant mash. This will actually last a couple of days. That's actually a serving for 3 people. So you can't do all of that. It's really, really filling. So you just put that inside that, which works well. For breakfast, I've just got instant porridge. These are just instant oats, and I'll probably add some dried fruit or something like that for that in the morning. And then the sort of snacks I'll take along, just these from Tesco's, just cashew nuts, granola bars, and a Snickers bar. And I keep those in my side pocket. And that is another soy and ginger tuna again. That will probably go with the tortillas. I'm all talked out. I think that's probably it. I'll use this as well for trash. That's me done. Thank you very much. Ooh. So the only other things I take with me are the things that are in my pocket. And again, you may think this is a little bit strange, but I always take a meditation pebble with me. So whenever I'm walking, this is just in my pocket. It's really nice and smooth. Again, you can get these from my website, and yeah, I just like to meditate with these as I'm walking. So meditation pebble always stays in my left hand pocket. I've got that every single day, whether I'm hiking or just day to day. And in my right hand pocket, I also have my AirPods, because sometimes I just like to listen to podcast or audiobook or music or whatever along the way, especially towards the end of a trip. You know, when you're getting towards the end of a really tiring day, you just need to do those last couple of miles, putting my earphones in, or listening to the Calm app at night as well, sends me to sleep. So I wouldn't go anywhere without my AirPods. You can see why I need the extra power to charge all this stuff. So yeah, that's it. Right, let me just tell you about the navigation side of things and what I'm going to be using for that. Okay, so for navigation, I will be taking with me an OS map of the area as well. Becky's got one of those as well, so she knows the area quite well, up in the Lincolnshire area, but I will be taking maps of the other 2. So for navigation, I have 3 different apps that I'll be using. So the first one is OS Locate, And literally I just like that particular app because you can open that up, you can click on the button and it'll open it up in OS maps, which will tell you exactly where you are on the phone. I'm going to be using the Hiker app as well, which is spelled Hiiker. So the Hiker app is really good. I've also, for emergencies, I've downloaded the GPX files and I've uploaded that into AllTrails. So I've got various different places on my phone that I can actually use for navigation and that will assist me and help me through the navigation period. Plus, you can't go on this sort of trip without actually having a proper map as well. Alright, so we will be vlogging along the way, and I'll let you know how I get on with all this gear. I'll probably do little mini gear reviews as we go as well. I'll just tell you how I'm getting on with stuff. Because some of this is quite new stuff, but we have been doing some training hikes, so I have been testing all this gear as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully with the COVID thing, everything is going to be open. We leave on the 4th of July and we're planning to walk for probably about maybe 6 or 7 days. We'll sort of see how we get on. But yeah, we'll be vlogging as we go, so watch out for those and I'll see you next time. Don't forget, get outside, get inspired, go take a hike when you can. In the meantime, be safe. See you next time. Take care. Ta-da. Bye-bye.